officially started. So I'd like to welcome you guys all. I'm going to pull up a little PowerPoint. It's just going to keep me on track of what we're going to talk about. So let me get all my screens set here. So who sees a PowerPoint in front of them? Lots of thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and start the slideshow. You've already seen the first slide. So at this meet, it's going to be the 7th annual Chris Peterson Invitational. We've been doing this meet for 7 years. This year, it's going to be mostly Hickory and Mac. There's going to be a few swimmers from a couple random teams that are here just to get times. I think there's about 3 people. So if you see someone in your heat sheet that's not from Hickory or not from Mac, that's okay. But that's what we're talking about. It's going to be this weekend, the 13th and 14th. And it's going to be Valentine's Day, and we're going to be wearing masks during Valentine's Day, but that's okay. I promise you guys I'll bring some chocolate and some treats to keep you guys all in the Valentine's Day mood. And thank you guys for giving up your weekend, especially on Valentine's Day. A couple notes about COVID. Masks, face coverings are required anytime you're on deck. That's going to be the same for the officials, the coaches, and the swimmers. The swimmers will get to take their masks off and put them in Ziploc baggies when they're behind the block and get ready to swim, but masks will be worn. We're going to have spacing all over the deck, and when we get to the picture of the pool, we'll kind of show you where people are going to be sitting, but there's marks on deck that are 6 feet apart for all the swimmers, and that's what they look like. There's tape marks on the pool deck blocked out every 6 feet or so. We're going to have a staging area. We're going to have 2 bleachers set up for the next heat and then the heat that's on deck after that. And the bleachers are also spaced, and they've got red tape on them so people stay, 6 feet apart. Just like we see in the picture here, the swimmers will have their masks while they're waiting. There will be a clerk of course, and the clerk of course will be sending the next heat when it's the right time. So the starter will actually be on that side of the pool. So if there's any coordination needed between the clerk of course and when to send the swimmers, the starter can take care of that. We will have COVID monitors on deck. There's 3 or 4 people that are assigned to be COVID monitors, and they're going to be wandering around making sure that the swimmers are in proper protocol, that they are spaced out properly and that they're wearing their masks as they should be. When you guys come to the pool, you're going to come around the north side of the pool, which is between the YMCA and a little tiny river. And there's a door that has a burgundy awning, and that'll be the door that you walk in through. And there'll be 2 lifeguards out front. They'll be doing temperature checks and making sure that the people that are supposed to be on the pool deck are on the pool deck. So make sure that you've got your credentials when you walk in so they know who to let in, and be prepared to don your forehead so they can zap you with the temperature thing. But once you go through the temperature screening, you're going to come in the pool. It's going to be up in this corner. And we have a directional flow around the pool. And traffic flow is going to always be in this direction. It's like NASCAR. We always go counterclockwise. Left turn, left turn, left turn. The admin table, it's across from the entrance in that corner. It's down by lane 1 side. And the staging is across the pool over on the lane 8 side. And the starter is going to be kind of standing right there at the word start, false start area. That's where the starter will be. The referee will be down on the lane 1 side. So there'll be some separation between the starter and the referee. Some things about the pool that we're going to be doing. There's going to be dive overs. There's plenty of time. The timeline for this 3 sessions that we're having, it's about 2 hours each. And there's breaks. We go no more than, I think, 7 heats at the longest, and we have a 5-minute break. Most of them are 4 heats, 3 heats, and then there's a 5-minute break. The clerk of course will be in charge of sending the next heat when the previous heat is done, grab their mask, and has started to clear off the pool. There's going to be timers. There's 1 timer per lane, and they're going to be operating the plunger and a watch. and they have chairs, and the chairs are pushed up against the wall. So they're going to be told to stay in their chairs and stay as far away from swimmers as possible, and only come up to the pool right at the very end at the touch. There's no parent viewing area, but there will be a Facebook Live feed, and you can tell all your parents that they can watch online, and they'll also be able to follow that, so they'll know when the meet is over and they can come get their swimmers. Here are the assignments, and boom. Maybe I can get my mouse. Can everyone see a mouse? Give me a thumbs up if you can see a mouse. Okay, yes, we see a mouse. All right. On Saturday, our AO is going to be Jody. So thank you very much. We're going to have Robert and Phil being the deck crew. And then Evan and Linda were going to be our stroke and turn officials. We're going to have to be watching all 8 lanes. So it's going to be a busy time with your head going back and forth. Saturday, middle session, Jody again, and Tony. We're going to have Tony coming in and helping out. When we get a little more volume of swimmers, we'll be able to have 2 of you guys sitting at the desk. Linda will swap out with Phil for the starter position. And we actually have 3 stroke and turns for this middle session, Jenny, Cody, and Phil. And you can see where you're assigned. Jenny on the start end and Cody and Phil taking the turn end. Our third AO coming in the afternoon, the final afternoon session, is Marnie. And Roy and I will be taking the deck. Sarah and Wayne will be doing the stroke and turn. So if you see your name anywhere on here, that is your assignment and your place. I'll have this printed out and we'll have it posted up behind the admin desk. Any questions about where you're going to be and when? Okay, so we'll see that. Great. So we'll skip on down to the next. Protocol for the stroke and turn that are at the start end. After the finish is done, step out of the way of the timers. You guys want to just try to keep as much space as possible. We're going to tell the timers to sit back in the chairs, but you guys just try to work your way so that you're as far away from them as possible. During the freestyle events, the start end can actually just disappear. There's a door outside. I don't know what the weather's going to be like on Saturday and Sunday, but if you want to step outside, the door is right by the admin table. You can catch some fresh air and head out there, but just to be off deck and away from all the swimmers and away from the timers. On the turn end, you just want to be at the edge of the pool. The 15-meter mark will be marked. We'll have some pylons and some tape. And at this pool, that's probably the best person to be able to judge that. It's going to have to be pretty egregious to see it from the turn end, but you guys will be the closest to that. So if you see something that's egregious in the 15-meter mark, go ahead and raise your hand and mark that up on your DQ slip. Only 1 person is needed at the freestyle events. So, well, most of the time there is only 1 person. So it's okay, grab a chair and you can watch the freestyle events from one of the sides. Jurisdiction, go ahead and use the entire pool as far as you can honestly see. I don't expect a stroke judge on the turn end to be calling a touch call on the start end. But if it's butterfly and you see someone, 2 strokes in, left, right, and it's alternating and it's obvious, go ahead and call that. But just make sure that you see what you call and you call what you see. Thank you guys. Thanks again. There's your official badge and emblem. You guys can post Brett. You can wear proudly during the meet over your white over blue. Make sure you wear some comfortable shoes. You're going to get wet, I'm sure. We don't have room for walking, so just going to be standing on the ends. And remember, you need to have some sort of face covering or a mask. You can wear a mask over the ears or a balaclava or something just to cover the mask and nose. And there's our mask reminder. I sent out the links in the invitation for this call to the YouTube videos for the strokes. If you guys did your homework, I appreciate it. It's always good to review the strokes, and the videos are great because you actually see what they're doing. It's been a long time since we've been on deck. We haven't had as many meets as we would like. So please do take time to review those. And also in the rule book, grab my rule book. these pages, the blue pages, are the rules. And it's really good idea. Before the meet, just read through that. It just gives your brain a reminder of the words and the order that the words are in and the words that are used when they're describing the technical parts of the stroke. So if the referee asks you a question about what somebody did, you can use the right words when you're describing it. And remember, we want to talk about a disqualification. We always want to keep our hands to our side. We don't want to be, giving arm gestures. We just want to calmly discuss it with the CJ or the referee when you're talking about it. DQs, we are going to be using DQ slips. It makes it a little bit easier on the admin folks to have a slip of paper. And the way we're going to do these and collect, what we're going to do is, let me just, oh, there it is. I went one too far. We have so many breaks. So we're not going to go more than 7 heats or 2 or 3 events before we have a break. So we're going to collect the DQ slips during that break, and we'll have them, passed up to the referee. The referee can mark them and then, pass them on to the admin table. But that'll be the time when we collect. We're not going to have runners coming around and getting them, and you guys don't need to have to worry about, getting up to the admin table to turn them in. But during the 5-minute break, just carry them on up toward the admin table, and we will collect them then. Okay. Some times here are the warm-up times. If you guys have swimmers, 7:30, 11, and 2:30. This is published in the meet information. And the meet starts. I want you guys there 5 minutes beforehand. If you're hanging out and going to Starbucks or something, just make sure that you get there in time. 8:40, these are the start times, 12:10, and 4:40. Okay, and when you show up, make sure that you are masked up. So that's it, guys. That is the officials meeting. How was that? How quick did we do that? 15 minutes, huh? I got 1 thumbs up. So thank you, guys. So this will be recorded. If you really want to watch it again, you can absolutely do that. But thank you all. Okay.
So now we have the question section, Robert.
Yes, question and answers.
So first of all, Tony, when you come in for the midday session, I'll have a nice stack of DQ slips ready for you.
How about a nice hot cup of coffee?
Maybe that too.
All right.
So did you say, Robert, the starter's going to be on the other side next to clerk of course, right? So we're talking about the swimmers on your mark, is going to happen on the opposite side?
Actually, I had that 180 degrees backwards. I'm very sorry. The starter is going to be on the admin side, and the referee is going to be over by the clerk of course. You had me backwards.
Because I was going to say, just knowing that we got to coordinate with them sometimes with things fall apart.
I don't think John's got a cable that long.
Good. No, that was the only question I had.
Okay. Thank you for keeping me honest. Okay. Well, let's wrap it up. We'll see you guys in a couple days, and I'll get this up and posted. I'll put the link out to the rest of you folks.
I have one question.
Sure.
If we have so much time during these sessions, why are we doing dive overs? And why not just let the kids get out of the pool and leave the area before we put the next heat up?
Because they run.
I'm just asking. They're going all one direction, left. They're going left. They're circling.
But if they don't get out of the hall, they've taken off, they'll circle still.
Why? I don't really know why. It's just the way we're going to do it. The kids are used to doing dive overs.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. I was just thinking that it might be slowing the meet down enough where we could just kind of move it along that way. But
well, one thing that they're doing with the breaks is they are opening up the pool for warm up. We don't happen to have a warm up pool, so the 5 minutes between each, it's almost not each event, but it's pretty darn close. Gives some people to do some warm up, which is handy for them.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Hey, Lewis, how are you doing? Okay. Here, Lewis, here's a toy. Oh, boy. I'll bring that for you, Lewis. I'll throw up my pool bag. Okay. All right, guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks, Robert.
Sure.